So look to the horizon, not the cloud. I've been storming where it's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around. You was not quite what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see, the money's the best for rise. You're done there. By the time you see you, you're not surprised.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. For the third story of the day, we are here at Markus Daly Productions talking about DSP's thoughts on really missing his mommy and daddy. It's a somber moment. Does Phil miss the farm? Does he miss the barnyard? Does he miss his little pig pen? Interesting. Absolutely interesting. The man longs to wallow in his own filth. And he's going to reminisce a little bit about apparently the relationship with his parents and his thoughts on, does he really miss them or not? Or does he just miss their money? At DSP News, we try to bring you unbiased coverage, but that's just not really going to happen. We're not professionals here. But we are always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. DSP News, a GTG network. Let us commence on the story.
Next question. Hey Phil, part of the process of becoming an adult is leaving the nest and living on your own.
Or Pigpen.
I realize that you lived outside of your parents' home for a number of years, but do you miss them more now that you have moved across the country? I myself am living abroad for school, away from my family, and I find it hard sometimes as I miss them and I get homesick. How do you cope? Thanks, Ray. Excuse me. Well,
Take a sip.
real talk here.
Yes, because you've been lying to us up to this point.
What do I really miss about Connecticut? There's a ton of things that I can tell you I don't miss. I wanted to get the fuck out of there for many different reasons.
Excuse me.
The things that I primarily miss about Connecticut. Number one, the food. The food's fucking great there. I mean, the Italian food out the ass.
Are you fucking serious? This man asked you about your parents, and the first thing you're going to say is the food? At DSP News, I'm going to try to be positive. I'm going to try to be positive as this pig has the nerve to not answer the questions about his parents, which was directly asked of him, or not reminisce on the memories that he had there on his old stomping grounds, or any of that. You want to talk about the food? We keep it together. I'll say there's still 3.5 minutes of this video, and I do not want to break open this next bottle of bourbon. Let's get it going. Jesus Christ. DSP News. Try it, man. Try it. God dog, this piece of shit.
And I get none of it. Since I moved to the West Coast, I have not had one legit Italian meal yet, and it's very
Wait a second. What about? Wait a second. What about the pasta? What about the family recipe? That watered down, full of sugar, just disgusting slop that you're so proud of. Your sauce. What about that? Let's bring that back. Oh boy, goddamn.
Real talk here. What do I really miss about Connecticut?
God.
There's a ton of things that I can tell you I don't miss because I wanted to get the fuck out of there for many different reasons. The things that I primarily
Yeah, if I fucked over my friends, I'd want to get out of there too. So I can understand that. If I was a piece of shit and trying to get over on my childhood chums and shit, and I screwed them over in a big way, yeah, I'd want to get out of the state too. Hence the reason why he hasn't gone back.
miss about Connecticut. Number one, the food. The food's fucking great there. I mean, the Italian food out the ass, and I get none of it. Since I moved to the West Coast, I have not had one legit Italian meal yet, and it's very disappointing. Okay, pizza and all that. Oh God, some of the food. Oh man, my mouth is watering now. Son of a bitch. Oh, actually, I'm having Italian pasta. We're having my sauce and pasta tonight for dinner, so that's okay. I'll get my craving will be satiated, so that's a good timing for this.
It's not sauce. That's the thing. It's red water. It's red sugar water. If you took the tomatoes out, fuck it, keep the tomatoes in. It's tomato Kool-Aid. That's what it is. It's not sauce. I'm mad that that your fans even say, would you consider bottling it and selling it? It's water. Water. That's all it is. How dare, if you are, and I've said this before, I think. Maybe. No. I think it's not sauce. It's not sauce. I have friends who are Italian, and I've showed them your videos on that shit. They say it's slop, and that's exactly what it is. It's literally red slop that was poured into your trough. That's what it is. It's not sauce. I'm not even Italian, and I'm insulted by that shit. It's not sauce. It's really not.
But I digress. The other thing I miss about it, yes, the proximity to my parents, my family, etc.
But how is that second? How is it that your family comes second to the food? Are you serious? I would have been okay if you had said my mother's cooking, and then say your parents. I would have been okay with that. Still kind of screwed up, but I would have been okay with that over you saying the food there that I got that helped me get to my early stages of gout, and then my parents. Get the fuck out of here, man.
It's
DSP
funny.
News.
You're absolutely right, because it's funny when you live with your parents or your other family members. Everyone takes each other for granted. Everyone ends up driving each other nuts, and you don't really give a shit. And then when you move out, all of a sudden, oh, you realize, man, that family member who supports me, and we share time together, and we do things together, and now I miss that. And it is with my parents. When I lived with my parents, very much so, we both took each other for granted, right? Got to arguments constantly and all that shit. When I moved out, and I was living at the condo in Connecticut for several years, all of a sudden there was more appreciation. Oh, well, Phil's not here anymore. Same thing. My parents aren't here anymore on my end. And then we wanted to see each other, so we started going to dinner once a week. We would have, see each other for holidays, etc. Right? Now I don't have that anymore. And yeah, I'll be honest, I miss them, and it's actually cool because it seems like things are coming together that they're going to visit me or visit us here. Excuse me. Yet again, they're going to come here in June. So they were here for Christmas 2014, and now they're going to come here around June for like a summer visit, which would be nice. But I talk to them once a week. I call them, and we have a conversation. Sometimes it's a short one. Sometimes I just had an hour-long conversation with my dad this past week about everything, about life, YouTube, everything going on with me, kind of catching them up on everything.
Oh boy.
So I stay in contact with my parents. We keep each other informed on everything. And in a lot of ways, I kind of have to as well, because I still own the condo back in Connecticut. I can't get rid of it because it still doesn't have enough equity in it that I could sell it and not lose money.
So wait a second. So instead of you taking the loss and getting the financial burden off your books, you would rather keep it on there until it's until you can get some type of profit off it, instead of just letting it go and at least trying to break even, so you can at least cover the amounting debt that you're continuing to go into. Is that really why you're keeping that condo for this long? Oh, I'm astounded. I would really like to sit. You know what? I really would just like to talk to your parents for like an hour. That's all I want. That's all I want. And to be honest with you, I only have like 4 or 5 questions, which would take about 2 minutes a question. Well, not really. I could probably. I probably only need to talk for about 10 minutes, and then they can literally have the other 50 minutes to themselves, and just to. They don't even have to explain themselves. I just want them to give me some type of in-depth understanding of you and how they raised you and how you became what you are. I understand everybody wants to talk to Leanna and get the dirt, and I understand that. But Jesus Christ, I'd love to just talk to you. Just an hour with your parents. That's all I want. Just an hour. and really try your mom's sauce and see if it's the slop that you make. And just seriously, that's all I want. Just to get a real understanding, just to get some, to get something, just something. Oh my god.
And plus, my aunt lives in the condo now too, so. You know, I still have ties to them. Do I miss going to dinner with them? Yes. Do I miss seeing them more frequently? Absolutely. And I didn't see them. This past year, 2015, was a tough year because that was the first full year I didn't see my parents at all. The entire year, I did not see my parents once. Wasn't with them for any holiday, even though I'm typically with them for every holiday. So, yeah, it was a big change, but things change in life. You know what I mean? And as long as you keep yourself occupied with other stuff, you know, and really that's kind of the thing in life. Whenever there's something bothers you, got to keep yourself occupied with other positive stuff, you know.
Okay, wait a second. Okay, so like I said, this is 2015 because, like myself, people are starting to go back into the old stuff and really, you know, kind of scrounge around and see what you can find because there's a gold mine there. And people are really starting to understand what I've been trying to say for a while now is that if you really want to put a lot of stuff together, it's in his old material. There's shit that he's let slip that's there. And we have great investigators checking that out. With that being said, so 2015, your aunt was there. And then you had somebody also living there for a little while too until they had to go to, I don't know if it was like a grandparent or something. See, this goes back to what I'm thinking, that you weren't on the up and up with us about that condo situation. Something tells me that someone's been in that condo for the longest because currently, in 2017, remember how he said that he got this water bill for like 2 or 3 years that was lapsed over? And because, you know, they kept sending it to the wrong address, or they kept sending it to the Connecticut address and not sending it to him. And it's like 2 or 3 years old. Well, how would that be well, let's say, how would he even be 2 years old if his aunt was living in that condominium at that time? How does that work? Exactly. If it was 3 years, then he's definitely lying. This is what I'm talking about. This is why, I mean, this is basically what this channel is built off of, is going through his bullshit and reporting it to you guys. Yay! But that's my situation. Here's another little tidbit that I've been working on behind the scenes, and if any of you guys have any information, by all means, you can send it to me. I'd love to catch it. When Phil got laid off from his job, I remember he did a DSP Transit of the Subway breakfast sandwich. You might have to go back and look for it. If I can remember, if I especially know where it's at, I will put it in the link in the description, as well as to Markus Daly Productions, to this video in general. But he said that he was running around all morning doing documentation, talking to lawyers, and this, that, and the third. This was after he lost his job. I want someone to sit there and tell me that, hey, dude, you're kind of crazy. That I'm kind of crazy. Thinking that this man was on, I believe that he was on unemployment for a while. I can't prove it yet. But there was something about that DSP Transit that set me off and was thinking, was he collecting unemployment at that time? And if so, for how long? I'm just throwing that out there. This is a project that I've been working on for a little while, and I'm still trying to put shit together because that library is just his back catalog has so much shit in it. But I just want to throw that out to you now. Tell me what you guys think. But something tells me that he was on unemployment for a little while, or for a long time. I don't know when. I don't know if maybe the unemployment stopped after he left Connecticut. I don't know what the situation was, but something tells me that that he was on it for at least a little while. But I have to be completely honest with you, I don't have any proof of that. But something tells me he was on it for a little while, at the very least. Let me know what you guys think. DSP News.
Leanna and I had a fun year last year together, where we went to different things, and we celebrated holidays in a lot of cases for the first time together, and it was a lot of fun. So, yeah, you're going to be homesick. Absolutely. I get it from time to time. I feel, damn, I wish I was at my parents for Christmas, spend the time with them and eat the food, and again, all that kind of traditional stuff. But it's part of life to grow up and things change, right? And, you get used to it after time. And like I said, everyone's traditions and things change over time as well.
All right, guys. So into that. So like I said, tell me what you guys thought. What's your feeling on this in particular? This is going to be I don't know, man. You guys might actually get 3 or 4 videos today, and I'm not used to doing that because I don't like to spam the channel. And I already got 2 videos that are like over the 40-minute mark. So Jesus Christ, it's gonna be long. But tell me what you guys think. The food, all the delicious food that makes me salivate, my pig sloth that I like to call sauce, then my parents. What are your thoughts? How do you guys feel about it? DSP News, signing off. And take care of yourselves out there, because it's a dangerous place with people like DSP in it.
It's just garbage. These people don't know how to play fighting games. They don't understand. They don't even have any fundamental knowledge of fighting games. They just fucking mash their shit online. They suck shit.
Ready.